Hello everyone, and welcome back to Orin Tarot. Thank you so much for always following and supporting this channel. The moment you come across this video is the perfect time for you to receive its message. On this channel, I consistently bring you guidance about what's coming into your life. When you open your heart and believe in the positive, you are also aligning yourself with a parallel world, one where your wishes have already come true. Today, through this tarot reading, I'll help you find direction in your love life and bring your heartfelt desires closer to reality. The theme of today's reading is the hidden truth in this love. Let's uncover it together now. I've prepared 3 cards, corresponding to Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Take a moment to listen to your intuition and choose the card you feel most drawn to. Once you've made your choice, click on the timestamp in the description box to jump directly to your reading. Now, let's begin the reading for those of you who have already made your selection. Hello to those of you who chose Pile 1. Thank you for waiting. Now, I'll begin the reading for everyone drawn to the first pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insights, and moments filled with love. The theme today is there something being hidden in this relationship? First, I'll look into the current distance and the level of connection between the two of you. The cards drawn are Page of Cups, King of Cups, Strength, 2 of Pentacles, and the Fool. 2 oracle cards have also been pulled alongside. Looking at the overall energy, I sense that the two of you are not yet in an official romantic relationship. The connection between you feels somewhat vague or undefined. Perhaps you admire this person from afar, or the two of you share a bond through work, friendship, or a social connection that hasn't yet solidified into something emotional. It's also possible that one of you idealizes the other, looking at them with admiration or reverence. The appearance of the Fool, a symbol of new beginnings and freedom, suggests a high possibility that this is still in its early stages, not yet a fully developed romantic relationship. You may still be in the phase of getting to know each other, or perhaps there is still a sense of distance being maintained. The card's strength indicates that one, or even both, of you may have been harboring feelings in silence for quite some time. These are not fleeting emotions. Rather, they are deeply felt and have been quietly suppressed or protected within. Even so, this connection hasn't seen any clear movement forward. It's likely that both of you can sense something between you, but neither has yet found the courage to express it or take a step closer. The 2 of Pentacles reflects a state of temporary balance, as if both of you are trying to juggle various aspects of life: work, emotions, personal circumstances. And within all of that, your romantic feelings may exist, but they're not yet taking center stage. Love hasn't become the top priority. The appearance of the Page of Cups alongside the King of Cups carries a particularly meaningful contrast. On one side, there is youthful, timid, and delicate emotional energy. On the other, there is depth, calmness, and emotional maturity. This person might give you the impression of an ideal type, someone who radiates warmth and stability, yet at the same time, makes you feel small or distant, as though you're not quite close enough to enter their world. Additionally, one of the oracle cards shows the image of a newly planted seed, suggesting that this might be the stage where you're starting to feel some hopeful signals from this person. Perhaps the connection is just beginning to blossom, with small but positive responses, or your intuition is telling you that something is starting to shift in a favorable direction. In short, the bond between you and this person is still subtle, gentle, and somewhat reserved. There is admiration, there is attraction, and there are quiet feelings simmering beneath the surface, but not yet strong enough to ignite a confession or spark a clear move forward. It's a connection that feels near yet far, familiar yet not quite intimate. This relationship remains in a state of waiting for courage, or for the right catalyst to transform it into something more defined. So, what we've just explored is the current picture of the emotional distance between you and this person. If you feel that this energy doesn't quite resonate with your personal situation, or if what you're experiencing seems different, feel free to check out the other piles to find a message that aligns more closely with your current reality. Next, I'll dive deeper into the current state of the person you're thinking about, the one carrying the dominant energy in this connection. The cards drawn are the Magician, 9 of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Wands. Additionally, the accompanying oracle card brings the message, Manifestation of Dreams. Overall, this person appears to be in a very positive state. They exude energy that is self-assured, confident, and magnetic. It's clear that this is someone with a strong personal presence, whether it's due to their physical appearance, the way they communicate, or the accomplishments they have achieved or are currently working toward. There's a natural allure about them that draws others in. This is the kind of person who carries leadership qualities or, at the very least, knows how to capture attention effortlessly. Their charm comes not only from their charisma, but also from the vibrant, forward-moving energy they radiate. The Magician indicates that this is someone who is currently in control of their circumstances, like a person who knows exactly what they want and is actively shaping their reality to match those desires. They are in the process of building their ideal life through their own skills and belief in themselves. The Nine of Cups carries the energy of contentment and emotional satisfaction, possibly in their work, personal life, finances, or relationships. This is a phase where they feel more fulfilled than before, and it seems they may be starting to consider opening up to something new in love. The Queen of Swords, on the other hand, reveals a more rational and discerning side of them, clear-minded, alert, and sharp. It's likely that this person has experienced emotional pain or situations in the past that made them more cautious. They tend to analyze things thoroughly before allowing someone into their world. They are not easily swayed by emotions and often protect themselves by maintaining strong boundaries and avoiding ambiguous relationships. However, the Queen of Wands adds a contrasting yet complementary layer, warm, magnetic, and full of life. This person isn't just strong and independent, they also radiate natural charm and vitality. They may currently be receiving attention from others or hold a position of influence in their environment. The Oracle card carrying the message Manifestation of Dreams serves as a focal point, highlighting that this person is entering a phase where they want to turn their dreams into reality, whether it's the dream of love, an inspiring new relationship, or simply the desire to live in alignment with their inner truth. All of these elements together give me the sense that this person is in the midst of a transformation, moving towards something more emotionally fulfilling, and you are one of the possibilities they are looking toward. In other words, it's possible that they've been in a past relationship that has now come to a close, and at this moment, they're starting to view you as a new beginning. When combined with the energy described earlier, where you and this person haven't yet defined a relationship, but there's a subtle pull and unspoken feelings, what we're seeing now is someone gradually stepping away from their past. And in that process, you are the one evoking a sense of freshness and hope for what's to come. They're not rushing, but they have already begun to dream of something more beautiful, and the connection between you is becoming a part of that vision. Regarding their current state, as seen earlier, the Nine of Cups, also known as the Wish card, has made an appearance. This suggests they are in a relatively good phase of life. It seems that the things they once wished and longed for are gradually becoming reality, or, at the very least, they are on the verge of reaching them. They're entering a period rich with potential and confidence, where their dreams no longer feel distant or unrealistic, but rather something they truly believe they can grasp with both hands. Next, let's move into a more significant aspect, their feelings and thoughts toward the connection between the two of you. The cards that emerged are the Chariot, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Three of Wands, and Ace of Wands. In addition, two Oracle cards appeared, both delivering a very clear message about breaking free from limitations and a deep desire to move toward you. Right from the start, the Chariot signals a forceful energy, a strong will, and a determined path. This person is in a state of clarity. They know what they want, and what they want is you. There's no more hesitation, no more uncertainty. They are channeling all of their focus and effort in your direction, with intense drive and a powerful forward-moving spirit. However, the Ten of Wands reveals that this person is also carrying a significant burden. Past entanglements, responsibilities, or unresolved relationships may still be weighing on them. These could be obligations they haven't yet been able to let go of, or circumstances that make it difficult for them to fully move toward you. It's a feeling of wanting to break free, yet being held back, like their heart is pulling in one direction, while reality continues to anchor them elsewhere. The Three of Wands further emphasizes their longing for the future. This person no longer wants to remain where they are. They're yearning for something new, something farther reaching, something freer. In their mind, the possibility of a relationship with you represents a journey worth taking, something filled with hope and the promise of a wider horizon. The Eight of Pentacles shows that they are seriously considering building something lasting with you. They don't see you as a fleeting encounter, but rather as someone they could devote effort, time, and emotional commitment to, someone with whom they hope to create something enduring and meaningful. And finally, the Ace of Wands brings forth an energy of ignition, of passion, excitement, and a deep desire to begin something with you. This is a surge of enthusiasm, a craving for a new start. They feel your pull intensely, a magnetic attraction that they simply cannot ignore. Despite all the burdens and complications behind them, they still want to move forward, because you are the one who has awakened their heart. The two accompanying oracle cards serve as confirmation. This person truly wants to break free from the limitations that have been holding them back, whether those limits come from their environment, a past relationship, or fears buried deep within. They long to step away from all of it and move toward you. In both their heart and mind, you are the destination. The feeling is clear and unwavering. It's you, not anyone else. They're not only drawn to you, they sense that you carry the energy that could lead them into a new chapter, a new journey. And even if they haven't yet made a decisive move due to the invisible weights they carry, the decision has already been made within them. They want you. They want to come closer, to begin something real, passionate, and full of life with you. Next, let's look back at the past connection between you and this person, a crucial perspective to better understand why there are such powerful emotions and deep bonds in the present moment. For this part of the reading, I've drawn 6 tarot cards and 3 oracle cards to reflect on the origins of your connection. The tarot cards that appeared are 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, the Lovers, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and 4 of Pentacles. The 3 oracle cards help to further enrich and deepen the overall insight of this reading. First and foremost, the appearance of the Lovers clearly reveals that in the past, there was an intense attraction between you and this person, perhaps even a soul-level connection, a bond that was extraordinary and unforgettable. This wasn't merely fondness or admiration. It was the kind of magnetic pull that feels destined, as if guided by fate itself. However, the Lovers also speaks of choices, and in this case, it seems that there was some form of obstacle that prevented the two of you from being fully together. Some decision, interference, or circumstance stood in the way, stopping this connection from reaching its full potential at that time. There's a very clear sense that, despite the feelings, the attraction, and the longing, the relationship was never able to reach its full union. There may have been a chance between the two of you, but it wasn't seized. And based on the energy of the reading, the reason may very well have come from your side. You may have been the one bound by certain circumstances at the time. Perhaps you were already in a committed relationship, had a family, or were constrained by life situations that made it difficult to move forward. The King of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles reflect energies of stability, responsibility, and holding on. It's possible that in the past, you were someone with a solid foundation, perhaps an established life, or responsibilities that couldn't be abandoned, and those obligations were exactly what held you back, even if deep down you longed to be with this person. The Page of Wands brings the image of a small flame, symbolizing excitement, a beginning, and intense inspiration. This suggests that your connection may have started with something very natural and exhilarating, like a fresh breeze entering both your lives. But that spark wasn't able to grow, as there were too many unresolved matters at the time. The 3 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands suggests that in the past, you and this person once collaborated or worked together in some shared environment, perhaps through a job, a creative or artistic project, or a mutual goal. The bond between you wasn't born from contrast, but from harmony, a shared rhythm, and the ability to co-create something meaningful. It was a meeting of kindred spirits building a foundation together, yet unable to complete that mission in a past lifetime. The oracle cards further illuminate this. There was once a shared purpose between the two of you, a deeper reason for your meeting. But due to certain obstacles, the fulfillment of that unfinished connection was left hanging. And that is precisely why you've met again in this lifetime, as if the universe is offering both of you another chance to continue what was left incomplete. There is a very strong feeling of a past life relationship, where the two of you were deeply connected, yet couldn't see it through. And now, in this present life, you've found each other again, with the emotions still intact, but under different circumstances. This connection is not a coincidence. It carries with it a journey, a reason, a promise, and now, the universe is gently opening the path for you to heal and complete that destined bond. And the next cards, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and 4 of Pentacles, once again highlight your role in the past, someone who carried an intense longing to choose this person, to walk with them to the end of the road, yet ultimately had to let go. It was a letting go not born of indifference, but of circumstances and barriers too great to overcome. All the energies point to the fact that you truly wanted to be with this person. You once dreamed of building something lasting with them. But at that time, it seems you already had someone else by your side, or you were involved in a committed relationship you couldn't easily leave. That made it impossible for you to choose the one your heart was truly drawn to. What you had to do wasn't choose love, but endure, silently holding back your feelings, unable to reveal or pursue them fully. An oracle card that appeared in this spread, one that speaks of soul-level attraction, indicates that between you and this person, there once existed a powerful force, as if your souls were bound by an invisible thread. It was the kind of connection that couldn't be ignored, even when being together was impossible. And that same force made your separation in the past a wound that never truly healed because it was never properly closed. The reading speaks with striking clarity. This was a relationship that once faced prohibition or could not exist in the open, a love restricted by society, circumstances, or moral boundaries. You and this person deeply longed to be together, yet in the end, you walked two separate paths. Not because there was a lack of love, but because life left no other choice. It was a true love, a profound emotional bond, but one that had to be intensely suppressed. To further clarify the lovers, a card that symbolizes both profound emotional connection and the necessity of choice, I drew an additional card, the Five of Pentacles. This card speaks of loss, of being left behind, of being tested by fate. No matter how much love they share, the two figures on this card must stand in the cold, without shelter, unable to take each other's hand and step inside. Both hold genuine feelings within, but between them stands a great wall, one they could not cross at the time. All of this reveals that in the past, you and this person shared a deeply meaningful connection, but because of circumstances, responsibilities, and overwhelming barriers, you were ultimately forced to part ways. It was a love that could not reach completion, yet one that never faded. And perhaps, because of this unfinished bond, the two of you have been brought back together in this lifetime, as a second chance to complete what was left incomplete in the depths of your hearts. What is shown through the cards suggests that in a past life, it's highly likely you were married, or at the very least, in a formal, binding relationship in the eyes of family and society. There's also a possibility that it was your family who opposed the connection between you and this person. They may have viewed them as someone unworthy of you, or someone incompatible with the social standing and foundation you came from. The cards hint that in that lifetime, you were the one with greater material stability. Your comfort may have come from your family, your lineage, or an already established social position. Meanwhile, this person likely didn't have the same advantages. They may have come from a more modest background, lacked financial security, or did not possess a clear social status. It was this disparity that created a divide, one that love, no matter how deep, could not cross. The Four of Wands, typically a card of connection, home, and stability, when clarified by the Five of Cups, a card of sorrow and regret, reveals that it was precisely issues of family, tradition, and social standing that became the greatest barrier preventing the two of you from being together. Everything may have been within reach, a shared home, a life together, but ultimately it had to be let go because of external forces. Perhaps the two of you were simply too different to be accepted, or perhaps one of you chose to preserve what already existed, rather than dismantle it for love. However, what's remarkable here is that what was once lost or forbidden in the past is now showing signs of reversal in this lifetime. It's possible that now, the roles have shifted. This person may currently hold a higher status, enjoy greater stability, while you find yourself in a more vulnerable place or in the process of rediscovering your own balance. This role reversal is no coincidence. It's an opportunity for the two of you to complete what could not be fulfilled before. It is the echo of a promise unkept, a love that was never fully lived. And this person, just like you, is carrying within them the quiet wish to bring that unfinished love to life in this incarnation. Though it may remain unspoken, both hearts are reaching toward each other with the same silent prayer. This time, may we be given the chance. Moving into the next part, the revelations that lie ahead in the near future. The cards drawn are Ace of Swords, Three of Cups, the Emperor, King of Swords as a clarifier, and Judgment. This is an incredibly powerful spread, filled with energies of clarity, decisiveness, and renewal. The Ace of Swords speaks of cutting away what no longer serves, making bold and definitive decisions. Judgment rings out like a call from the universe, a reminder of a second chance, a return, a destined reunion. This person, after everything, will make a decision. And that decision will be to choose you. They will be ready to let go of something, perhaps a current relationship, an old way of living, or a long-held silence, in order to move toward you with more seriousness and stability than ever before. The presence of the Emperor and the King of Swords indicates that they will no longer hesitate or keep their emotions hidden. They will step into their power, not just with their heart, but through decisive, tangible actions. They will rise up and stand by their choice. And that choice is you. This will no longer be a quiet, unspoken feeling, but a conscious decision made with clarity, conviction, and faith in destiny. The Three of Cups brings with it a sense of relief, joy, and reunion. It suggests that a meeting, a heartfelt conversation, or a special occasion may open the door for the two of you to finally speak, truly, for the first time, with no more masks and with complete sincerity. In summary, what is soon to be revealed is this: they will choose you. They will take a significant step toward you. They will make a decision they may not have had the courage to make before. And the universe, through these cards, is sending a message that this time you can be loved the way you deserve to be. This time you can be clearly chosen. And perhaps this time you can fully live the love you once had to let go of in a past life. This choice seems to have already been made deep within their heart. The Judgment card appears like a sacred reminder that this person carries within them a quiet vow to fulfill the emotions that were never fully realized before. It is not hesitation, but awakening. They now know exactly what they must do, who they want to choose, and which path they are meant to walk. What will soon come to light is that this person is ready to rise and face the very challenges that once kept the two of you apart. The cards speak of a heart that no longer wavers, a love that cannot be replaced. This is not a fleeting feeling. It is a steadfast, enduring love, forged across lifetimes. And now, the time has come for them to cross the boundaries that once held them back and finally reach for the one thing they were once forced to leave behind. The Emperor card depicts the image of a man, or a masculine energy, standing tall in the face of obstacles. He is no longer afraid, no longer running. He rises with strength and resolve to protect what he believes in, and the one he believes in is you. The accompanying oracle card affirms this message with striking clarity: be brave enough to break through. This person is embodying the energy of transformation, like a warrior breaking past old limits, stepping out of the shadows of judgment, obligation, or outdated roles that once bound him, moving toward true love. The Ace of Swords further amplifies this energy, bold, sharp, and decisive. It is the card of severing ties, of taking clear action, of no longer hesitating. Everything points to a turning point, a pivotal act. This person will overcome what once seemed insurmountable, will cross the boundary that previously left you both powerless before it. And that breakthrough will soon be revealed. In addition, another card has appeared bearing the message of balance. This can hold multiple layers of meaning. First and foremost, it speaks to the restoration of fairness. What was once imbalanced or unjust will be brought back into alignment. The things that were unclear, the barriers that once kept you apart, will be brought to light and resolved. This card can also carry connotations of legal matters or formal decisions, and in this context, I sense that for some of you, there may be the ending of a marriage on one or both sides. This won't apply to everyone, but if you are in a situation involving marital ties, the reading suggests the possibility of a completed divorce or a decisive action being taken, clearing the way for a new beginning. Finally, a card representing adaptability and progress has also emerged. This signifies that both of you, especially this person, are evolving greatly. The actions that lie ahead will not stem solely from emotion, but from maturity, insight, and a deep resolve to face the challenges ahead, armed with everything they've learned from the past. And this is the final image the reading paints with striking clarity. This person, standing on the edge of transformation, has made the decision to cross that threshold and move toward you. No more hesitation. No more mischances. They are choosing you, and this time it's a true choice. What will soon be revealed is that this person will gather every ounce of courage to overcome everything, leap over the final barrier, and reach your heart. This action will arise from all the feelings they've held in for so long. It is the answer to a love that was never fully lived. The Judgment card once again emphasizes, this is the moment to complete what was left unfinished, a wake-up call from the heart, reminding both of you that this love is worthy of being fully embraced. And now, we reach the final part, the deepest layer of the reading, the hidden truth within this love. The cards that have appeared are the Devil pulled as a clarifier, the Emperor, Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Two of Cups. The truth that is being revealed here is this: the love between you is about to begin in its truest form. No longer a hidden feeling, no longer a vague hope, but a clear, mutual relationship built on a solid choice from both sides. This person, the one who has always been in your thoughts, is about to be yours. This is the real beginning, the moment when your connection is reactivated, no longer blocked or delayed. The Six of Wands brings forth the energy of triumph, a victory not merely over obstacles or rivals, but the triumph of genuine love after years of suppression. It is a moment of recognition, a moment where you can finally say to your own heart, "At last, they are here. They're mine." This is the reward for your patience, your quiet endurance, and your unwavering faith. The Two of Cups reveals that a mutual, balanced, and deeply connected relationship is about to form, one where both of you see each other with understanding and shared intention. No more one-sided efforts, no more hidden feelings. This is the moment when two hearts truly meet, equally and sincerely. The Page of Pentacles signals a serious beginning. This person is not coming to you with just emotion, they are coming with the desire to build a lasting future. They may still be learning how to love the right way, learning how to express their feelings, but they come with a ready heart and a clear intention. The Devil, when paired with the Strength card from earlier in the reading, does not carry a negative tone. Here, it symbolizes a connection so profound that it becomes inescapable, bound not only by emotion, but also by an intense physical, emotional, and spiritual magnetism. This is a bond that transcends logic, as if an invisible thread tightly weaves the two of you together. And with Strength appearing previously, this also marks a breakthrough. The liberation from past chains, the courage to overcome fear, and finally, the freedom to live in alignment with one's true self. And that is the hidden truth within this love. This person, after all the torment, all the waiting, and all the suppression, will be yours. This love will begin in an official, undeniable way, with clear actions and the courage to overcome all odds. You will witness their true feelings, no more doubts, no more hesitation. And once it begins, this will be a connection that nothing can sever, because what exists between you is fate, a bond that has transcended both time and space. Once these two souls have found each other again, this time, they will not part. And finally, the oracle cards drawn at the close of this reading once again illuminate the hidden truth within this love. One of the cards carries the message of separation, while the other speaks of marriage and union. This clearly indicates that within this connection one, or perhaps both, will need to release something old in order to make space for new love to begin. This separation is not between you and this person, but rather the ending of a previous attachment or relationship, perhaps a marriage, an old romance, a family obligation, a responsibility, or even a deep-rooted fear. For some, this message is literal. It could point to an impending divorce, as mentioned earlier. But if that doesn't apply to your situation, then this is a sign that this person will come forward with clarity, acknowledge their true feelings, and choose you, genuinely and wholeheartedly. A powerful energy is present throughout the entire reading, the energy of liberation. Liberation from everything that once restrained their heart, from past relationships, outdated beliefs, or anything that kept this love from blossoming. This love is undergoing a purification. The barriers that once stood in the way are gradually dissolving, making room for a new path where the two of you can come closer, with clarity and ease. What is also very clear in the energy of this reading is that things will not unfold suddenly or dramatically. Rather, this will be a slow, steady process. Not a leap, but a gentle, grounded transformation. The worries and insecurities that once weighed on you will begin to fade. There may come a moment when you realize it's finally over. The things that once caused you pain are now behind you. And in their place comes peace, a quiet comfort within your soul, a sense of safety that allows you to place your love in this person's hands with trust and serenity. The final oracle card brings forth the image of a bright future, one where the things you've long wished for are gradually becoming reality. From emotional freedom to a life filled with love, ease, and ultimately, fulfillment in your connection with this person. This is not merely a bond between two individuals, but a sacred reunion between two souls that were once separated. A love once denied by fate is now being gently guided back by the universe, with all the conditions aligned for it to bloom and endure. In summary, the hidden truth within this love is this. One of you has, or soon will, release something that once held them back, in order to choose love wholeheartedly. This love is about to begin, in a way that is clear, grounded, and not easily broken. This relationship will no longer be hindered by the past or by circumstance, but will be lived fully, true to the emotions and the sacred connection that binds you. And what's even more beautiful, you are about to step into a new chapter where you are no longer the one waiting in silence, but the one finally receiving the love that has always been meant for you. This is a journey of destiny, reunion, and healing. And what lies ahead is this: you will be loved deeply and in the way you truly deserve. This concludes the reading for those who chose Pile 1. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and show your support by liking the video. Your encouragement is a powerful motivation that helps me continue creating more meaningful messages. If something in this reading touched your heart, I'd love for you to leave a comment or even just a small emoji to let me know that the message reached you. I always look forward to hearing from you, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. See you again in the next reading. Hello to those of you who chose Pile 2. Thank you for waiting. Now, I'll begin the reading for everyone drawn to the second pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. Today's theme is there something being hidden in this relationship? First, I'll take a look at the current distance and dynamic between you and this person. For this part, I've drawn 3 additional cards from a separate deck, along with 2 oracle cards to more deeply reflect on the present energy of this connection. The cards that have appeared are the Devil, 9 of Cups, the Hanged Man, 4 of Swords, 8 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and 2 accompanying oracle cards. Looking at the spread as a whole, the first thing I sense is that this is a complicated and somewhat undefined connection. The Devil card often represents relationships that are hard to walk away from, intense, magnetic bonds that are both irresistible and entangling, often bringing a sense of dependency, confusion, or repetitive cycles. In this connection, there seems to be a powerful pull between the two of you, yet it lacks the stable foundation needed for a healthy, lasting relationship. The appearance of both the 9 of Cups and the Devil suggests that there may have been intensely emotional moments between you and this person, perhaps even physical intimacy. For some of you, there may have been a physical relationship, or, at the very least, emotions that surged to such a degree that they felt uncontrollable. But that intensity didn't last. It had a fleeting, momentary quality, like a brief indulgence in passion, followed by silence or emptiness. The Hanged Man indicates that one or both of you are currently in a state of suspension, unable to move forward, yet also unable to walk away. It feels as though everything is frozen in time, with neither side willing or able to take action. This could be due to internal conflict, or it may stem from external circumstances that have put the relationship on hold. Meanwhile, the 4 of Swords and 8 of Cups reflect a strong energy of retreat, emotional exhaustion, and mental fatigue. Perhaps you once tried, once hoped, but eventually had to tell yourself to step back, to accept the distance in order to protect your own well-being. The 6 of Pentacles points to an imbalance in giving and receiving. You may be the one who has given more in this connection, while the other person remains distant, only showing up when it's convenient for them or when they need something. This creates a deep sense of insecurity, as though you're constantly left wondering whether you truly matter to them, or left in a state of waiting without answers. As for the 2 oracle cards, their energy reveals 2 key themes. First, the joy that lights up when the two of you reconnect, even if only briefly. Second, the lingering confusion and emotional unrest that follows those encounters, as if the closer you come together, the more things are stirred up inside. You and this person may currently live far apart or have limited chances to see each other. Perhaps there was once closeness, but now the interaction has grown sparse or unpredictable. There may be an unresolved connection between you, neither fully ended nor fully begun, fluctuating between distance and nearness, intensity and silence. Especially with the Devil present, this relationship carries the essence of karmic entanglement, like an invisible thread that tightens, then loosens, never quite letting go, yet never allowing peace. It leaves you unable to fully release them, but also uncertain if it's safe to move forward. In summary, the relationship between you and this person currently exists in a state of limbo, caught between desire and limitation, between the longing for closeness and the weariness that follows. Even if this once was a deeply emotional or physical connection, the truth now is that it lacks stability and clarity. There's an imbalance, both emotionally and in action. And perhaps what you're yearning for most right now is clarity, whether it comes from them or from within your own heart. When the two of you are together, it can be joyful, even euphoric, but at the same time, there's a wide emotional gap. The highs are incredibly sweet, but the lows can be deeply draining. This constant swing between intensity and silence makes the relationship hard to grasp. You're left wondering what's real and what can be relied upon. This is the first and most prominent message in the reading, a relationship full of contradictions, so much so that it leaves you feeling both enchanted and uncertain. Next, let's take a look at the current state of the person who holds such a significant place in your heart. The cards drawn are the Empress, Three of Wands as a clarifier, Queen of Swords, King of Cups, Page of Swords, along with 2 oracle cards. The overall energy conveys one clear message. This person is in the midst of reorganizing their life, both externally and internally. They are actively trying to discern what needs to be kept and what must be let go. This may involve cleansing their relationships, responsibilities, and even their physical environment, as though they are seeking a thorough release in order to restore balance. The Three of Wands appearing alongside the Empress reveals that, deep down, this person is contemplating something greater, a distant future, a vision they have yet to reach. They may be looking toward you, seeing you as someone they deeply desire but perceive as out of reach at this moment. There appears to be a distance, whether physical, emotional, or circumstantial, that makes you feel like a beautiful dream they can't quite grasp. As a result, they find themselves in a state of waiting, passive, and not taking much initiative. The Queen of Swords and Page of Swords speak to sharp thoughts and intense inner analysis, but a lack of clear action. They may be thinking about you a lot, observing you from afar, yet unsure of what step to take next. This is also someone who tends to hide their emotions, using intellect to shield the wounds they carry inside. And it seems that recently, something you said or did may have struck a sensitive nerve, perhaps not intentionally, but it touched upon a vulnerable spot they've been trying to keep hidden. Perhaps you once said something like, "If you're truly serious, then show it through action," and that struck a chord within them. It may have touched their pride, but at the same time, it made them realize just how little they've actually done. The King of Cups further clarifies this. This is someone who feels deeply, yet struggles to express it. They may love with their whole heart, but they often don't know how to convey it through words or concrete actions. Additionally, the reading shows a distinct difference in pacing between you and this person. You tend to be more direct, decisive, and grounded in reality, while they lean toward emotion, take their time, and sometimes avoid confronting things head-on. This creates a disconnect, not due to a lack of love, but because you both move at different rhythms and find it hard to sync up. The 2 oracle cards confirm this as well. One speaks of inner restructuring and emotional purification. The other suggests that this person is in a state of waiting, perhaps for something to happen or for a sign from you or the universe, to help them understand what they should do next. In summary, this person is currently in the process of reorganizing their life and healing emotionally, and a significant part of their thoughts is still centered on you. However, they lack clear action and seem to remain entangled in their own emotional barriers. While the feelings are there, they haven't yet found the courage to face them head-on, or perhaps they simply don't know how to express those emotions in the way you need. And this may be the primary reason for the growing distance between you at this time. It seems you're someone who, once you've made up your mind, takes action immediately. You tend to be decisive, strong in your execution, quick to absorb and process information. In contrast, this person moves at a much slower pace. This might be due to their overall rhythm in life or how they operate on a day-to-day basis. If the image being painted here isn't about you directly, then it's possible that someone else has recently criticized or confronted them, prompting them to try and clean things up. There's a strong sense here of an internal cleanup taking place. They're trying to sort through and resolve past complications in their own way. Next, I'll explore how this person currently feels about the connection between the two of you. The first feeling that arises as the cards appear is this: "Please forgive me." That emotion comes through with striking clarity. The cards drawn are Nine of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, clarified by the Tower, along with an image card featuring the Phoenix. What I sense very clearly is this: they've done something that pushed even someone as calm and grounded as you to anger. As if they crossed a line, perhaps unintentionally, but it was a boundary you had been silently holding for a long time. They are now deeply aware that you, someone typically composed and forgiving, have reached your limit. You may have said something that revealed your pain or disappointment, something that made them realize this is no longer something they can brush aside. And that realization has brought them into a space of deep regret. The image of the Phoenix in this deck evokes a sense of inner reckoning. They're looking inward, reviewing their actions, confronting themselves. The Nine of Wands shows that they now feel hesitant, lacking the courage to come close to you again, as if there's a sacred territory within you that they no longer feel entitled to step into. To them, you now feel like sacred ground, somewhere they no longer have the right to enter, or perhaps a space they no longer feel worthy of stepping into. The entire energy of this reading is filled with remorse, regret, and a deep sense of loss, as though they now fully understand that they've hurt the very last person they ever wanted to harm. And within the oracle cards, I sense something very similar. It seems that this person is currently searching, perhaps even desperately, for a way out of this situation, a way to repair what has been broken. They are quietly asking themselves, how can I get you to open your heart to me again? How can I be allowed back into the inner world you once welcomed me into? How can I possibly be forgiven for what I've done? In their eyes, you are someone who has always treated them with gentleness, deep understanding, and a compassionate heart. You gave so much kindness and patience to this connection. And yet, despite all your gentleness, they still managed to make you angry, or left you feeling exhausted, frustrated, and disheartened. And for that, they are filled with an ongoing, aching sense of guilt. The desire for forgiveness here is incredibly intense, as if this person is punishing themselves, blaming themselves deeply for having hurt you, someone they know full well never deserved such pain. Of course, what I'm saying here may resonate differently for each person, and it may not entirely match your specific situation. If you feel that this reading doesn't align with your own circumstances, feel free to explore other options or messages. That said, what I can sense very clearly is this. This person seems to be in a state of solitude filled with remorse. Even though the Hermit card doesn't appear in this spread, the energy feels strikingly similar to it. Withdrawn, introspective, quietly reflecting on everything, saying nothing aloud but caught in a storm of inner thoughts. They lack decisiveness and clarity, and that might be exactly why you're finding it difficult to accept their actions. It's not necessarily that you're incapable of forgiving them. It's more that you're questioning, can I truly place my trust in someone who hesitates, who seems so uncertain and unclear? Everything this person is thinking about now no longer seems to center clearly on the relationship between the two of you, but rather leans more toward their own guilt and inner conflict, their struggle with what they've done, the pain they've caused you, and their uncertainty about how to find a way back from here. What I sense is that, in their eyes, you embody the image of a mother. There's a maternal quality to the love you've shown, filled with compassion, gentleness, and a kind of embrace that has the power to shelter and soothe even the deepest wounds. They have felt this immense love from you, deeply and unmistakably. This is the most striking energy that emerges in this reading. Now, let's look back at the connection between the two of you in the past, specifically, the soul bond carried over from a previous lifetime. I drew 6 tarot cards and 4 oracle cards to explore this theme in depth. The tarot cards that appeared are Knight of Wands, the World, Queen of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and Queen of Swords. Accompanying them are 4 oracle cards that further illuminate the message. The clearest message I receive here is this. There was a soul connection between the two of you in a past life that belonged to the realm of family. In that lifetime, you may have been their mother or older sister, while they were your younger brother, or perhaps your little son. In that past life, they were a stubborn, rebellious, and mischievous soul. Wild, untamed, and emotionally volatile, someone whose energy constantly pulled your attention. You felt a deep responsibility to care for them, to protect them from harm and danger. What comes through very strongly from the cards is that this person experienced a physical injury in that lifetime, possibly a serious accident or condition that left them impaired or unable to move freely. And you, with all the love and compassion within you, stayed by their side throughout. You nurtured them, sacrificed for them, and took on the burden of care. You became their guardian and protector, especially during the most vulnerable stage of their life, when they were young, fragile, and recklessly unaware of the world around them. The energy of this reading reveals that the connection between you two didn't begin in this lifetime. It is a continuation from a past life, where you once played the role of a guardian, and they were someone you devoted your entire life to protecting. In this current lifetime, that dynamic seems to be repeating itself. You remain the more grounded, mature, and emotionally aware one, while they still carry the same mischievous, youthful essence that triggers a deep, instinctive sense of care and concern within you. You find it impossible to take your eyes off them, like a child constantly darting around, always on the move, and if you look away for even a moment, they might vanish from your sight. And yet, due to a certain event, they lost their sense of physical freedom. The feeling here points to a specific loss of mobility, as if their body could no longer function as it once did. And you were the one who remained by their side throughout that entire lifetime, silently protecting, nurturing, and giving your all for them. That feeling still lingers, not just in memory, but deep within the soul. If you find yourself unable to detach from this person, if you're constantly worried about them, sensing that they're reckless, clumsy, prone to falling, it may very well be because the emotions from that past life still remain. The soul connection has not been severed. Perhaps in one past life, you were their mother. In another, you may have been their older sister. And they, across lifetimes, have always been a mischievous, impulsive soul, easily caught up in trouble, easily hurt. That's why, even in this current life, though they may appear quiet or reserved on the outside, the core of that soul, restless, fragile, and wild, still exists within them. What's remarkable is that because of those past life experiences, this person has become extremely cautious in the present. Whether it's in their actions or decisions, they hesitate, overthink, and analyze everything with care. To you, that may make them seem indecisive, slow, lacking resolve. But in truth, it's all rooted in a memory of helplessness, a time when they lost the ability to move freely, to act on their own will. And because of that, they've become painstakingly careful. In some cases, this person may also be experiencing physical issues in their current life, perhaps prone to injuries or accidents, and if that feels true for the person you're thinking of, it could be a sign that memories from a past life are still affecting them in this one. Emotionally, as I mentioned before, because they once lived a life marked by limitation, every step forward and every decision now feels incredibly difficult for them. This is why they often need a great deal of time before taking action, not because they lack the will to move forward, but because they've carried the pain of once losing their ability to act freely. As for you, I can feel this very clearly. You once dedicated your entire life to this person. You gave, you sacrificed, you offered your whole heart, your soul, and your very being to care for and protect them. And that energy still echoes into the present. It's what keeps you watching over them, unable to turn away, always carrying within you the deep, undeniable feeling, I cannot abandon this person. This is the past life energy that I've been sensing throughout the reading. And now we move into the next part, the truths that are about to be revealed in the near future. The cards that have appeared include the Lovers, supported by the Tower, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, with the Fool and 6 of Wands as additional clarifiers. From these cards, the first thing that emerges very clearly is a shift in the dynamic of control between the two of you. It appears that you will begin to step into a more empowered position. The relationship will transition from a state where you were always the one giving, waiting, sacrificing, into a new phase, one in which you hold a slightly higher emotional or energetic standing. This isn't necessarily an imbalanced or negative shift. On the contrary, it's a healthy change that aims to restore equilibrium within the connection. No longer will it be one-sided, where one person constantly tries while the other only receives. That imbalance will gradually dissolve. Instead, a more mutual exchange will take its place, a space where both of you build together, but with you having a stronger voice, a steadier presence. In addition, I sense something else emerging. This person will increasingly struggle to contain their feelings for you. Their emotions seem to be growing, gradually surpassing hesitation, breaking through the barriers that once held them back. Meanwhile, you may begin to appear more distant, more composed, no longer as easily swayed or softened by them as you once were. This reversal in energy brings a significant shift to the dynamic between you. Interestingly, this transformation doesn't stem from deliberate effort or manipulation. It unfolds naturally, as if the flow between the two of you is being gently realigned into a more balanced order. Another important message from the cards is that either you or both of you may soon be liberated from certain rules, restrictions, or pressures. These could be self-imposed limitations, external circumstances, or unresolved barriers that once prevented the relationship from evolving in the way you hoped. Now, those constraints are beginning to dissolve, opening the path toward a new direction, a new choice, and a renewed chance to live in alignment with your true emotions, free from the rigid expectations that once held you back. The Fool card appears here as a gentle reminder that you are fully capable of starting over, freer, lighter, and no longer bound by the weight of the past. And if you choose to follow the call of your heart, the path ahead may shine brighter than you expect. What's clear in this image is that you're gradually stepping out of a confined space, like a box that once limited you, but which you are now opening, ready to rise beyond its boundaries. The Six of Pentacles once again emphasizes the theme of balance, not only in terms of giving and receiving within the relationship, but also in the realignment of roles and emotional positioning between the two of you. Looking at the spread, it's evident. You are stepping into a more empowered position within this connection. It's not about dominance or control. It's about you becoming emotionally stronger, more grounded, and more secure in your inner world. From my perspective, this person appears to be the one who loves more deeply. And in love, the one who loves more is often the one who softens first. They are in a state of gentle willingness, ready to listen, to yield, and to align with your wishes. Not because they are weak, but because their love for you is so immense that they want to do anything that brings you happiness. This, in turn, awakens a new kind of energy within you, a sweet, subtle sense of wanting to be pampered, a desire to receive affection, something you may not have allowed yourself to express before, because you were always the one compromising, always the one giving. But now, the cards show that it's time for you to let go a little, to allow yourself to receive the love and care you truly deserve. Overall, the relationship seems to be emerging from a difficult chapter, moving past the trials and emotional weight that once drained both of you. It's as if a towering mountain has finally been climbed, and now comes a moment of rest, a chance to breathe and reflect on the arduous path you've both just walked. The oracle cards further illuminate this message. I sense a powerful wave of energy coming from them. This person is about to become far more proactive. They won't just love you in silence anymore. They'll begin to show it clearly, boldly, without fear or hesitation. You may be surprised by their actions, moments that make you think, I never imagined this person could be so strong, so willing to go this far for me. And then, a very special card appears. Expect miracles. This card speaks of something you once believed impossible, something you had given up hope on, perhaps even convinced yourself would never happen, and yet now, that very thing is on its way to becoming reality. That miracle is drawing near. And more than anything, you are being loved, a love that is clear, intense, and steadily flowing toward you. This person doesn't just love you, they need you. And they are about to express that need through genuine, decisive actions. You are not just liked or admired, you are truly longed for. That longing is palpable in their energy. The Six of Wands appears as a powerful symbol of triumph, and I can feel, deep within your heart, that you are raising your hand in victory, a moment where you finally feel that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Love is being returned, sincerity is being recognized. This is the revelation that is about to unfold more clearly in the days ahead. And now, we arrive at the final part, the hidden truth within this love. 3 tarot cards have appeared, 3 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and 8 of Swords. These are not 3 separate stories, but when placed together, they reveal a profound truth. So it was true all along. There may have been a time when you and this person were apart, a period of silence, pain, or emotional distance. During that time, you might have questioned yourself. Was I right to let go? Should I have been more patient? Did the silence ruin everything? But the answer here is it was necessary. The 4 of Cups speaks of indifference, of missed opportunities, of taking something for granted, and this shows that, at that time, this person hadn't yet fully recognized the value of the love you gave them. The 8 of Swords reflects a sense of entrapment, not in the external world, but within their own inner state. They were unable to see their emotions clearly, unable to act, caught in confusion and self-imposed limitations. Then comes the 3 of Wands, a card of readiness, of looking toward a future that is finally starting to come into focus. It suggests that, after everything, things are beginning to shift, to become clearer. And now, this person is starting to understand why you acted the way you did, why you fell silent, and why you had to let go. Because only through losing you did they come to realize just how much you meant to them. The hidden truth within this love is that the distance, though painful, was the very moment that awakened them. It was the turning point that brought clarity. They began to understand how deeply you once loved them. They realized how much you had given. They saw, perhaps for the first time, that the person they should have cherished, held on to, and loved in return was you. And this is exactly why, as the earlier part of the reading revealed, the dynamic between the two of you is about to shift. You will step into the position of power, and they, now awakened to the truth, will approach you with a completely different energy. You will no longer be the one who waits, who suffers, who chases. You are the one who deserves to be loved. And this time, it is they who will do everything they can to hold on to you. And indeed, what is being revealed here is that the distance, whether emotional or physical, holds a profoundly meaningful place in this journey. The separation between you and this person, or the time when you felt the need to close your heart and keep your distance, was not something that happened by chance. It was an essential part of the awakening process. That distance, whether external or within, forced this person to confront their true emotions. They began to realize just how important you are to them. They understood the depth of what your presence had once brought into their life, the value, the comfort, the irreplaceable light you offered. Without that phase, without those moments where you had to endure pain, solitude, and the need to withdraw in order to protect your heart, they might never have truly seen you for who you are, nor understood just how deeply you had loved them. The pain you endured was not meaningless. In fact, it was from the very place where you had to summon your strength and walk through that darkness that today's transformation has been made possible. The reading makes it abundantly clear. The effort, the sacrifice, the tears you shed, they are all guiding you toward a reward that you genuinely deserve. The worth waiting for card also appears here, serving as a gentle affirmation that the time you spent waiting, the silent endurance, every moment you carried the weight alone, all of it held meaning. And now, you are drawing closer to the moment where everything you truly deserve begins to unfold. A reward is coming your way, not just an action, not merely an apology, but a complete transformation in the relationship itself. It feels as though the universe has been preparing a gift for you, one that only arrives after everything you've endured. And finally, the Wheel of Fortune, the card of destiny, makes its appearance. I can feel it so clearly. This person is the one who is meant to be in your life. Not every relationship gets to complete a full cycle through chaos, heartbreak, distance, and then find its way back with a love deeper and more certain than before. You and this person, after everything, will be able to look into each other's eyes and say, "We've been through so much, but in the end, it was always you and me." To them, you are no longer just a possibility, no longer a vague what if. You are the one they want to hold hands with as they walk to the very end, no matter how many times the path may have split in the past. One final card appears in this closing chapter, the Queen of Chess, carrying an incredibly powerful message. This card tells you that every choice you've made up to this moment, none of them were wrong. Whether you chose to retreat, to remain silent, to let go, or to walk forward alone, each decision was a necessary step, leading you to where you are now. And soon, you will come to see that everything you did was part of a larger strategy, one deeply woven by the universe, where you are the one holding the board in your hands. This card also carries the energy of absolute triumph, a firm affirmation that not only are you on the right path, but you are on your way to receiving everything you have ever longed for. Yes, the journey may have been winding. It may have wounded you, made you question yourself. Yes, there may have been too many moments of confusion, weariness, and emotional distance between you and this person. But now, the tides are turning, and you are the one emerging victorious in the end. This is not a victory born from rivalry or triumph over another. It is a victory born from the fact that you never lost your heart. You never lost your kindness. You never abandoned yourself, even when you were deeply wounded. And for that very reason, life, love, and destiny itself will return to you all the beauty you so rightfully deserve. From this point onward, everything will begin to unfold just as you've hoped. Every shift will move smoothly, clearly, and in the right direction. No more uncertainty, no more instability. It's as if the chessboard has reached its climax, where the queen steps into her power, and you are that queen, strong, wise, decisive, and always knowing exactly when to move forward and when to step back. This is the hidden truth within this love story, that you have always held the greatest power. Not the power to control, but the power of true love, of unwavering patience, of compassion, and of faith that never faltered. Your entire journey has never been in vain. Every pain you've endured is now being answered, being healed. And now is the time for you to walk forward, confidently, powerfully, into a future where true love awaits you with open arms. You are the one who has won. And this time, no one can deny it. I'll close the reading for those who chose pile 2 here. If you enjoyed this message, don't forget to click like and subscribe to support my channel. Your encouragement is an incredible source of motivation for me to continue bringing you even more meaningful and heartfelt readings. If any part of today's message touched your heart, feel free to leave a comment, or even just a small emoji, to let me know it truly resonated with you. I deeply appreciate every message, and I always look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. I'll see you again in the next reading. Hello to those who chose pile 3. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who are drawn to the third pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insights, and moments filled with love. The theme of this reading is the hidden truth in this relationship. First, let's take a look at the current distance between you and this person, as well as the overall state of the connection. I've drawn 3 tarot cards as the main representation and 2 oracle cards for further clarification. The cards that came out are the Queen of Cups, the Lovers, Temperance, 4 of Wands, Knight of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Just from the tarot cards alone, the most striking message is this: you are deeply loved by this person. This is a love that is sincere, tender, and emotionally profound. Your relationship seems to have already built a certain level of stability, whether it's because you've been together for a long time or because the emotional foundation between the two of you is steady, loyal, and committed. Even if there's some distance or quietness now, the bond still carries a strong sense of emotional closeness and harmony. Especially with the appearance of the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, I sense that this person showers you with a great deal of care and affection. In their eyes, you appear as someone soft, gentle, feminine, and full of love. This person truly values you, wants to protect and preserve the relationship, and may quietly be doing many things behind the scenes to bring you happiness. However, when turning to the 2 oracle cards, the energy shifts quite noticeably. It seems that something complex and tangled is at play, not necessarily erupting into conflict or confrontation, but rather forming a hazy fog that prevents you from fully grasping the emotional connection between you two. One of the oracle cards carries the energy of confusion, mixed signals, and tangled emotions. It's as if too many elements are intertwining all at once. Emotions, affection, circumstances, memories, pain, expectations all blending together until it's hard to tell what's real or what's worth believing. You may be receiving attention or even pursuit from this person, but ironically, that very pursuit could be making things more confusing, leaving you uncertain about what you truly want. And in some cases, I can also sense the possibility that you might be developing feelings for someone else, someone who is not the person featured in this reading. Or perhaps your emotions are being stirred by another presence, maybe just a fleeting attraction, a passing thought, or a subtle emotional shift, but even that is enough to disrupt your inner peace. On the surface, this relationship appears calm. There may be no major conflicts, no visible turbulence between you two. In fact, it might even be the kind of relationship others admire, stable, harmonious, a beautiful match in the eyes of outsiders. Yet beneath that surface, subtle ripples are beginning to form. You're sensing that something feels incomplete, unclear, not fully secure. You yourself may not be entirely sure. Is this truly the place where your heart wants to stay? Does this person really understand you the way you need to be understood? Or are you holding onto a peaceful relationship while deep inside still longing for something more intense, more passionate, more soul-stirring? All of this energy is present between you and this person, a mix of tenderness and devotion on one side, and on the other, a cloud of uncertainty that leaves you wondering about the road ahead. Looking solely at the initial tarot spread, the relationship between you and this person seems gentle, steady, and full of affection. However, the 2 oracle cards reveal quite the opposite: hesitation, confusion, and a complex situation entangling this connection. I sense that you are yearning to break free from that chaos, the tangled emotions, the unnamed unrest. It might not be a full-blown crisis, but something no longer feels smooth, no longer feels entirely pure in your emotional experience. Perhaps your mind feels divided, or your heart is speaking a truth that your logic can't quite make sense of. Now, let's take a closer look at this person's current energy, the state they are in right now. The cards drawn are King of Wands with the 5 of Wands, Queen of Swords supported by the 9 of Wands, Death, and 9 of Pentacles. The message from the cards is clear. This person is strong-willed, proud, and not easily shaken. They tend to be a leader, self-reliant, and decisive in their thinking. Yet within, a major internal conflict is brewing, especially between their ego and their true emotions. The 5 of Wands reveals a sense of struggle and inner conflict. This could be conflict with others, or a battle within themselves. They want to act, to move toward you, yet something is holding them back, something they can't seem to overcome. When the Queen of Swords appears alongside the 9 of Wands, I feel a strong sense of defensiveness in this person. They're building up heavy emotional walls, perhaps due to past wounds, or because their current circumstances prevent them from expressing their feelings openly. They're on high alert, afraid that if they let their guard down, they might lose their standing, their dignity, or a sense of control they've worked hard to maintain. Notably, the appearance of the Death card with the Nine of Pentacles brings the energy of an ending and a call for independence. This person is in a transitional phase, as if everything is slowing down or temporarily on hold. There is something they must release, perhaps an old relationship, a responsibility, a family burden, or simply the realization that they can't approach you the way they once did. It's as though the universe is placing a pause in front of them, and they're being forced to accept it, even if their heart still longs deeply for you. As I continued the reading and pulled an additional card for clarity, the energy that emerged was this: they're carrying a deep sense of having to let you go, or, conversely, a fear that you might be the one to walk away from them. Although the reading doesn't reveal any clear signs of a specific argument or major fight, this doesn't feel like a simple misunderstanding. There is something deeper, something more significant, a turning point that has either already taken place or is in the process of unfolding within this connection. A situation not easily resolved, possibly involving distance, obligations, or truths that cannot be spoken aloud. This person feels as though they are trapped, surrounded by walls on all sides. They want to act, but they can't. They want to hold on to you, but they don't have the strength. They may feel that they're about to lose you, but at the same time, they have no idea how to stop that from happening. This energy is not just about stagnation. It signals that the relationship is standing at the threshold of a profound transformation. This person seems to be slipping into a state of helplessness, as if there is nothing more they can do, no remaining way to shift the situation. And what stands out most clearly is this: they're being forced to face the painful reality of letting go of something they deeply, deeply do not want to lose. That something is very likely you. There is also the possibility that it isn't this person who is choosing to walk away, but rather you who are undergoing a significant life change, perhaps leaving behind a familiar place, changing jobs, or turning toward a new path in life. Although this shift originates from your side, the one who feels deeply shaken and emotionally impacted is them. In their eyes, this was something they always knew would happen, a moment they had long anticipated. Yet, when that moment actually arrives, it still catches them off guard. What was once accepted intellectually now becomes a wound etched into their heart. For instance, they may have known from the beginning that you would have to move away for work, or that your personal dreams would eventually lead you elsewhere. They understood it was inevitable. But now, as that reality unfolds and you truly begin to walk your own path, they cannot escape the overwhelming sense of loss. Deep down, they know they must support you, respect your choices, and be the one to cheer you on. Yet in doing so, they are also left feeling deeply alone. This separation, though not necessarily the end of love, marks a significant turning point in terms of space, time, or emotional presence. For you, it may represent a positive milestone, an opportunity for growth, a change filled with hope and personal advancement. But for them, it is sorrow, the feeling of being left behind, something they're forced to accept even though their heart wishes it weren't so. Even so, their heart remains filled with tenderness. They know they must support you, must stand by you in the way a mature, truly loving person would. Though sadness lingers within them, they still want nothing more than your happiness. They understand that love is not about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go, so the one you love can soar freely toward the life they desire. And that is exactly what they're doing, silently standing behind you, quietly enduring their own heartache, yet still watching over you with all the sincerity and affection they have. Amid this unfolding energy, a particularly meaningful card appears, the card of overwhelming joy. It speaks of emotions so elevated, so deeply joyful that they can no longer be contained. This suggests that despite the changes, even a temporary separation, this isn't necessarily a moment of sorrow, but rather a pivotal shift needed to realize a dream, to fulfill a larger purpose in life. The appearance of the Death card signals that this relationship is entering a phase of transformation. Not an ending, but a pause, a sacred interlude making space for a new beginning, for a connection that is more evolved, more grounded, and deeply matured. This situation may require the two of you to be apart, whether in terms of physical distance, time, or both. But this is a separation with purpose, one that serves something greater. Perhaps you're being offered an important career opportunity, or facing a life-changing decision that you simply cannot turn down. And this person, though sorrowful, still chooses to stand behind you in support. They feel you slipping away from their embrace, and that realization brings pain. But they understand. This is something you must do, a path you must walk. Instead of selfishly holding on, they choose to become the one who cheers you on from the sidelines, quietly and wholeheartedly. Looking next into their true feelings toward the current state of this relationship, the cards that emerged are Two of Wands, King of Cups, Page of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Sun. What they're thinking is, I have to accept this. They recognize that some things cannot be forced, and the only thing they can do now is to trust, accept, and support your decision. With the recurring appearance of the King of Cups, it is clear this person holds a deep, steady love for you, one that is calm, resilient, and unwavering. This is not impulsive infatuation or a fleeting connection. It is a mature, grounded love built on respect, emotional strength, and enduring care. The Six of Cups reveals that you have been, and will always be, one of the sweetest memories in their heart. Something pure, sincere, and filled with warmth. No matter how circumstances shift or how great the distance becomes, that emotion remains unchanged. And then, the Sun card appears like a radiant message. In their eyes, you are the light, the hope, the reason they can continue moving forward, even if part of that journey must be walked alone. They are placing their faith in you, in your choices, in the belief that even if distance arises, even if the road splits into two, the love they hold for you will remain whole and undiminished. You are being loved, not with loud declarations, but with a love that is steady, enduring, and profound. A love that is willing to let go at the right moment, so that the one it cherishes can live fully and authentically. And that is the truest testament of a mature love. I believe that, deep down, this person is feeling profoundly lonely. It's a quiet, lingering sadness, the sense that you are slowly drifting away, and all they can do is stand still and watch. The energy radiating from them carries a feeling of longing, a wordless emptiness that weighs heavily on their heart. They are asking themselves, where is this relationship headed? Will the two of us still walk the same path? And yet, at the same time, they can clearly see that you are doing something your soul has long yearned for. You are finally living in alignment with what you've always wanted, pursuing a dream or a life path you've nurtured quietly within for a long time. If this energy doesn't quite resonate, there may be another message out there that speaks to you more clearly. But for those who do feel a deep connection to this, one thing stands out unmistakably. You're stepping into your future, a radiant future, perhaps in your career, your personal journey, or your calling. And that very act is creating distance, not because you no longer love this person, but because you understand that you cannot abandon your dreams just to preserve something familiar. This person loves you deeply. That message comes through powerfully in the oracle cards. They truly love you, but they also recognize that your gaze no longer rests in the present. It's already reaching toward what lies ahead. You are looking toward the future, while they are still looking toward you. And that, in itself, creates a distance. It's not conflict, it's not a breakup, it's simply a difference in timing and direction. You are rising, preparing for a major turning point in your life, while they remain where they are, silently watching from behind. They can feel, quite clearly, that they are about to be left behind. They sense themselves standing at the edge of something profoundly important in your life. But what moves me deeply is this. They hold no resentment. They understand this is something you have to do. This is a pivotal moment for you. And, because of that, they are trying to accept it. They are trying to convince their heart. I have to let you go. I have to come to terms with this, even though it hurts deeply. What emerges powerfully in this moment is the quiet sacrifice. They love you, but they also know that true love sometimes means knowing when to let go. Not to stop loving you, but to give you the freedom to live fully in what you believe is right and deserved. You are currently in a significant phase of your life, a time when you are about to break through, transform, or step into a completely new chapter. And this is not just a choice. It is something you are destined to do. And this person, with all the love they carry, is stepping back, allowing you the space to move forward. They don't say much, but inside them is a quiet storm, a mix of love, sorrow, longing, and the genuine desire for your happiness. And that is what makes this connection so profoundly special, because it isn't just love. It is maturity, respect, and a deeply pure emotional bond. At this point in the reading, I pulled 6 tarot cards and 4 oracle cards to look more deeply into the past life connection between you and this person. The tarot cards that appeared are Ace of Cups, the Empress, Five of Swords, the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the World. From the energy of these cards, one message comes through with striking clarity. In a past life, you and this person were once husband and wife. And in that relationship, you were the one who gave everything. You poured your love, your heart, your strength, and your entire being into loving, caring for, and carrying the burdens alongside them. The Ace of Cups represents a pure, profound love. And when it appears alongside the Empress, it speaks of a nurturing, protective kind of love, the love of a woman who poured her entire self into sacrificing for the one she loved. You gave everything you had, holding nothing back for yourself. However, the presence of the High Priestess whispers a quiet truth. Deep within your heart, even then, there were dreams and longings that remained unfulfilled. There was something you once wanted to pursue, a dream, a challenge, a path that was uniquely your own. Yet you chose to let it go. You chose to stay, to devote all your energy to this person and the relationship. Perhaps you once wished to study, to be independent, to travel far and wide. But instead, you chose love. You chose to remain, to commit, to give your all to the bond you shared. And while that sacrifice was noble and beautiful, it also left within you a quiet ache, as if something deeply important was lost along the way. This very pattern may be repeating itself in your current life, where you are beginning to realize that love alone is not enough. Even though you love this person, even though the bond is deep and meaningful, you can no longer keep setting aside the things your soul longs for. You cannot continue to relive the memory of that past life, living solely for another while forgetting yourself. And as you reflect on everything that has unfolded, it's clear that you are now on a journey to reclaim that personal voice, wanting to affirm your talents, to fulfill your dreams, to move forward as an independent, strong, and whole individual. The Five of Swords also reveals that in a past life, you suppressed a great deal, things you wanted to say but never could, things you longed to do but never dared. Outwardly, things may have seemed calm, but inwardly there was silent endurance, quiet sacrifice, and emotions that were never allowed to surface or be released. Finally, the World and the Chariot appear together, marking a powerful transformation. You are at the threshold of breaking an old cycle. You are no longer someone who lives solely for love. Now, you are someone walking forward to fulfill the mission of your life, not waiting, not sacrificing blindly, but choosing to live fully for both love and for yourself. You once gave up your own light to illuminate the path for someone else. But this time, you are choosing to step into that light, like a queen who carries within her both love and awakening. And this is how you are rewriting the story of your past life, giving it a new ending. An ending where you don't just love with all your heart, but also live with all your soul. In that past life, this person received all of your love and sacrifice. And it was this very act that later left you with a deep sense of regret. You gave your entire heart, your entire life, to someone, living for them, loving them, and forgetting yourself in the process. That's why, in this current lifetime, you carry a clear inner knowing. You no longer want to live solely for someone else. You don't want to repeat that cycle, where you constantly give, constantly step back, constantly hide your strength and your light just to please another. Although the person in your current life is someone highly capable, I could see that clearly through the presence of the King of Wands. You are by no means any less. You possess talent, vision, ambition, and most importantly, the power to create a fulfilling and abundant life from within yourself. The only thing is, across lifetimes, or at the very least in one deeply significant past life, you became accustomed to holding yourself back, concealing your brilliance, and placing others before yourself. You lived with quiet endurance, hiding your true light to become the silent companion behind someone else's journey. And because of that, this lifetime is opening a new door for you, a chance to liberate yourself, to express your full potential, and to no longer deny the truth of who you are inside. You no longer want to be the woman standing behind a successful man. You want to stand beside him, or perhaps even create that success on your own. You don't just want to give your heart to someone else. You want to love yourself too, to love life, to love the dreams you've held within for so long but have never fully lived. All of this is becoming a clear and powerful part of your awakening journey. And perhaps, in the past, you didn't have the chance to speak up or express yourself, but now, you no longer wish to remain silent. You no longer want to live quietly in someone else's shadow. You want to step forward, to live authentically, powerfully, and brilliantly. Even though you had talents and aspirations in the past, you always remained in a lower position, constantly holding back, constantly suppressing yourself just to maintain harmony and avoid hurting others. But that very choice caused you pain, left you feeling trapped, and led you to lose sight of who you truly are. And it is precisely that which has sparked a powerful current of transformation in this lifetime. You are awakening, rising, and beginning to express your true self without fear. Next, as we move into what is about to be revealed in the future, 3 cards appeared: the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the High Priestess. The first message I sense is this: you will soon walk away from something that once felt familiar, a place, a connection, or a dynamic that you used to rely on, but that now no longer aligns with your path of growth. The Eight of Cups speaks of a quiet departure, one without drama, a leaving behind in order to return to a truer version of yourself. And the Queen of Wands appears as the symbol of a powerful woman, independent, radiant, and confident. That is you, the version of yourself you are moving toward. A version with inner freedom, decisiveness, magnetic charm, and a life force that glows from within. You will no longer limit yourself, no longer fear hurting others just because you dare to shine. The High Priestess, as a final reminder, reveals that everything you are doing now is not merely a personal choice, but a journey of soul awakening. You are stepping into the light, and that is exactly what your soul has been waiting for such a long time. The additional cards drawn are the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Hermit. Alongside these are 3 oracle cards, forming a message that clearly outlines what is about to be revealed on the path ahead. Unlike previous spreads such as Pile 1 or Pile 2, where the core message often centered on hidden emotions from the other person gradually coming to light, in your reading, what's emerging is no longer about the other's feelings, but about you. You will no longer be able to deceive your own feelings. No longer able to live in waiting and holding on, or in limiting yourself just to preserve something safe and familiar. A new door is opening, and you can feel it deeply. This is the moment to live for yourself. You will want to cherish every moment of the present, to seize the opportunities that come your way, to break through and fully express the strength and potential you once kept hidden. The curtain of the past, where you once sacrificed, once lived for others, once stepped back to let someone else shine, is now being drawn. Not with anger or rebellion, but with a quiet yet powerful calling. This time, you want to live your life to the fullest. You no longer want to be confined within the framework of love, no longer wish to be defined by the role of a companion, a lover, or a wife. You want to be yourself, with dreams, ambition, vision, and a potential that has never been fully unleashed. The Ten of Wands shows that you have carried too many responsibilities, held on to too many emotions, and suppressed yourself for far too long. And now is the time to lay that burden down. The Eight of Swords speaks of self-imposed limitations, thoughts like I can't, I shouldn't, or I have to stay. All of these are gradually becoming obsolete in your mind. And the Hermit appears as the final guiding image. You will have time to reflect, to turn inward, and to discover the light within yourself. From there, you will emerge with deeper understanding, awakening, and clarity like never before. The oracle cards also carry a similar energy. You no longer want to miss any more opportunities. Even if you are currently in a relationship or still have deep feelings for someone, what you truly long for now is no longer just love. You are yearning for something greater, a journey of personal growth, a dream you once gave up on, a position you know you deserve, or a path your heart has always quietly leaned toward. It could be a career, an academic pursuit, a project, recognition, or a new role. Whatever it may be, what truly matters is this: you know you can no longer keep setting it aside. You have given up too much for others in the past. But this lifetime is meant for you to live for yourself. You are entering a golden moment, a time to rise, to reach for what you long for, to stop uttering words of surrender when it comes to your dreams. You no longer want just enough. You want fullness and wholeness. You no longer want to quietly endure. You want to express and shine. And you deserve it. A life that is free, creative, and profound, just like who you truly are on the inside. That true feeling, the one you've been hiding for so long, can no longer be suppressed. This reading reveals that you are stepping into a phase where you can no longer pretend with yourself, can no longer live according to others' expectations, can no longer step back or abandon your dreams, not even once more. From the powerful energy radiating here, it's clear that you are someone with the ability to realize your true self, someone fully capable of achieving what you desire and becoming the best version of who you are. You don't just have dreams, you also have the courage, the talent, and the strength to bring them to life. This doesn't mean you don't value love, or that you don't love this person. On the contrary, you cherish them deeply. But when you look toward the future, the vast life that lies ahead, you know there are things only you can do for yourself. There are dreams that only you can reach. And the present moment is precisely the turning point in that journey. That person, in a quiet, unspoken way, seems to understand this too. They can feel that you are changing, that you are growing, that you are moving forward. And though there may be sadness and a sense of loss within them, there is also a part of them that wants to support you, that wants to see you shine, that wants you to attain what you've always longed for. You are at a moment where the call from within is growing louder and louder. It's no longer a vague feeling, it's a clear and undeniable drive. I can no longer live halfway. I can no longer push myself aside, not even once more. And now, we arrive at the final part, the hidden truth behind this relationship. The cards that appeared are the Empress, accompanied by the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups, further clarified by the Fool, the Knight of Swords, and the Hermit. Alongside them are oracle cards carrying profound energy. The hidden truth here does not come from the other person, it comes from you. You don't truly want marriage. Or more precisely, you don't want to be confined by any structure, whether it's marriage, obligation, or a social role. You crave freedom. You yearn to live a life that aligns with your deepest desires. You don't want to be bound by responsibilities, expectations, or ideals of what you're supposed to be or how you're supposed to live. Within you is a soul that longs to soar, to explore, to create, to be fully yourself without needing anyone's permission. You have given so much, sacrificed far too much for love, for others, for what was called stability or correctness. But all of that has left a void within you, a part of yourself that has never truly lived. The Two of Swords reveals inner conflict, the Five of Cups reflects regret, and the Hermit confirms that this is a deep inward journey where you are confronting yourself. Yet the Fool and the Knight of Swords unveil something even stronger. You are no longer standing still. You are about to move forward. You are about to take action. You are about to choose to live authentically, even if that means turning onto a different path. What is special about this reading is that, unlike Pile 1 and Pile 2, where the hidden truth lay in the other person in your spread, everything revolves around the awakening from within you. You can no longer continue living the role of the good lover, the devoted partner, the woman of the family if those roles no longer stir your heart. You don't want to live within an outdated definition of love. You want to love, but still be yourself. You want freedom, creativity, to shine, to reach what you once thought impossible. And this reading is the universe's message. You are on the right path. You are awakening. And you will rewrite your story, this time with your own hands and a truly free heart. It seems that deep inside, you have a feeling that says, I really don't want it this way. For example, if there are conversations about marriage between you two right now, even though that may bring you happiness, truly something to celebrate, at the same time, within you there is always a vague feeling, an indistinct uncertainty that's hard to put into words. If this resonates with you, then the message here shows that, deep down, you are truly not ready. The feeling that you are not yet willing to step into marriage is very strong within your inner self at this moment. The idea of settling down in a family or confining yourself within the bounds of marriage is what stirs a subtle resistance within you. This may stem from memories carried from past lives, deep experiences from long ago that weigh heavily on you, or cause a fear of repeating a life pattern you have already endured. Perhaps, deep inside, you fear losing your freedom to do what you love once again, afraid that your life will be restricted by responsibilities or bindings that do not truly belong to you. You do not want to live such a life again. What you truly desire is a relationship where neither party is bound or restricted by the other, a place without imposition or limits, where each person has their own space to grow. That is what you genuinely long for. Yet at the same time, you harbor a certain insecurity about this. Perhaps a fear of being misunderstood or concern that your desire might hurt the other person. For this reason, you have not spoken your true feelings aloud. You are hiding your most authentic self, not because you distrust the other, but because you have not yet dared to confront those emotions clearly. You don't want to stay stuck in one place. You don't want to remain trapped in the same state, the same cycle, the same familiar space. It's not just about geography or circumstances. Deeper than that, you refuse to be confined by a rigid pattern. What you truly desire is to reach out to a wider world, to live authentically, and to express yourself in the freest way possible. That is the inner voice awakening within you right now. There is one more thing: the talents, creativity, and unique personality you hold in your hands. All of these are meant to be shared with many more people. They deserve to be seen, recognized, and embraced by many hearts out there. And this is one of the reasons why you chose to be reborn in this lifetime. You were not born to live only for one person, nor simply to silently dedicate and sacrifice for anyone alone. Because that kind of life you have already experienced in past lives. You have lived for others, carried burdens, and endured for others before. In this lifetime, you have come to express yourself, to show the world the creativity, colors, and unique light you carry within. To express more, to live more authentically as yourself, to give more value, not through submission or restriction, but in the freest, most genuine way. You no longer want to be confined to a single role, nor to live a life in which your own voice must always be silenced. Perhaps that is why, in this reading, you realize many things are different from what you once thought or hoped for. The energies revealed through the other person, the hidden feelings behind their words, and what is about to be uncovered. All of these may not match your initial expectations. But perhaps this is exactly what you need to hear right now. The message this time may not please everyone, but it speaks truthfully to some of you, those who truly need illumination on this aspect. And for you, the most important thing is to be honest with yourself. If there is something you truly do not want, you don't have to force yourself to accept it. For example, if right now you feel a sense of unease, even a small discomfort within, but you think you must meet the other person's expectations, nodding in agreement out of fear of hurting them, that is not what you need to do. Because doing so means you are denying your inner voice, hurting yourself just to maintain peace or please someone else. All the things you genuinely desire. In truth, you have already seen and felt them. It's just that perhaps you are still hesitant or have yet to fully admit it. But the cards are saying that you have every right to be truthful with your feelings. You don't need to dismiss your own intuition to appease anyone. You are born to live a free and colorful life, and the right path is the one that makes you feel fully and completely yourself. It's not that you are incompatible with marriage. Absolutely not. But according to the energy revealed in this reading, what is clear is that you do not truly desire marriage at this moment. Moreover, you're not seeking a relationship based on binding or mutual dependence. You are not looking for a connection in which two people become so entwined that they lose their independence. You don't want to hold tightly onto someone just to feel secure, nor do you want to be the one held captive. Because you possess a very strong independent spirit, carrying within you a relentless drive for growth, constant progress, and a positive, ambitious energy. You hold self-mastery and always strive toward greater and farther horizons. What you need right now is not traditional stability, but a living space where you can continue to rise, continue to manifest the things that past lives have not yet allowed you to accomplish. The desire to realize yourself fully, to live wholeheartedly with creative energy and personal potential, this is what burns fiercely within you at this moment. In this love, what is being emphasized is that you are fully capable of turning what comes from your heart, your dreams, desires, and inspirations, into reality. What in the past you were once blocked from reaching, what you couldn't touch before, this time you have the opportunity to break through old limits. And you truly want to do so. As for your partner, your other half, they seem to understand you deeply. They appear to recognize that what you carry within is not something meant to be kept to yourself alone. Those qualities, creativity, independence, and the vibrant energy you radiate, are meant to be shared widely. They may not say it openly, but inside, they feel the same. They understand that you are not a person of restrictions, and because of that, they hold a respect, a warm and sincere feeling toward you. Therefore, you and your partner can absolutely build a unique and beautiful relationship, one based on mutual understanding and respect, not on binding constraints. It may be that you are the one who needs to take the initiative to share your true thoughts with them. Depending on the specific circumstances, the energy here suggests that this person truly loves you deeply and holds you in great esteem. And who knows, when you are honest with yourself and open with them, this relationship may evolve in a way even better than you ever imagined. There is a sense that you have also realized this, that you are genuinely loved. And because of that, within you grows a desire to reciprocate that feeling, to cherish and protect the affection the other person offers. Yet at the same time, you carry another longing, the yearning to continue pursuing what you truly want to do, to dedicate yourself, to embark on your own path. And it is precisely at the intersection of these two desires that you may be feeling conflicted, experiencing an inner struggle. However, the important truth revealed by the reading, a truth still hidden beneath the surface, is this: you will not lose anything. Even if right now you feel some unease, a fear that being honest with your true feelings might cause you to lose something precious, in reality, nothing will be lost. You will not lose love, nor will you lose yourself, if you choose to live true to your heart. Therefore, the message here is clear. You can be completely honest with your feelings and desires. You don't have to sacrifice what you long for just to keep this relationship intact, because true love will always accept and support you, even when you walk your own path. And that the right to be truthful with yourself is the profound truth being unveiled in this reading. I will close the reading for those who chose pile 3 here. If what I've shared has brought you useful insights or simply sparked your interest, please don't forget to subscribe and like the channel to support me. Thank you so much for staying with me until the very end of this video. Wishing you a peaceful and lucky day. See you again in the next reading.